Welcome to the Video Lab live show. Today I have special guest Kim VanderPoel from Fresh Impact, owner of Fresh Impact. And I will say this, social media superstar. Oh, yeah. Kim liked that. You can hear her.
Yes.
You can hear her laughing over there. So you might be watching today and you're like, well, I have a video, but what does that mean? Like, now what? Well, I'm glad you asked. And I want you to toss all of your questions into the comments or the chat on Facebook in the comments, YouTube in the chat, LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn's still trying to figure out what their situation is because I don't think you can actually jump into the comments on LinkedIn. But drop your questions if you have any about video content best practices. That's what Kim and I are talking about today. And this is kind of just more, maybe a little bit more of a in general look about video content best practices. And this is actually part one. Part two is going to be October 23rd. And I think we're going to get into a little bit more platform specific video content best practices. So make sure you mark your calendar October 23rd and schedule your lunch accordingly and come and join Kim and I on the Video Lab live show. And later in this episode, Kim is actually going to give her one thing, the one thing that you need to take away from this episode. One thing. So make sure you stick around for that. And if you don't know me, my name is Caleb and I own Hoover Heights Media. And I've been doing small scale freelance video production since 2012 in and around Sioux Falls. And I focus on social media video and like website video for clients. And but I also work with global brands through my YouTube channel, which is just my name if you want to check that out. But it's very niche camera content on that channel. So it's not for everybody, Kim. It's not for everybody. So the Video Lab live show is a weekly, mostly weekly interactive live show to help companies, brands, and individuals harness the power of video with video specific marketing tips, tricks, and trends. And the interactive part means that you can jump into the chat at any time during the show and jump into the comments, the chat, ask questions. If you have any insight into some of the things that we're talking about, especially about, video content best practices in this episode, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, jump into those comments and chat and ask any of the questions that you have. We're streaming live from the Video Lab, which is a content creator video studio in downtown Sioux Falls. Now, if you have video content that you need to make, maybe something like this type of show or whatever, and you don't have a space to do it, I'm going to toss up this QR code. Hold on. Let me get situated here. This is the Video Lab QR code. And just go to hooverheightsmedia.com and you can find the Video Lab there under services. And you can learn more about the Video Lab and what that, maybe how that could help you in the type of video content that you need to make. Now, just a little disclaimer before Kim jumps into the show here. Before we get into this conversation, I just need to say that these episodes are just to show some possibilities that you have with video, but doesn't necessarily mean that everything is going to work like magic for you. It does require a ton of hard work and consistency and possibly even partnering with professionals like Kim to get the results that you need. I just feel like that disclaimer needs to be on each one of these episodes because there's a lot that goes into online video, and I don't know. I just feel like we have to have that little disclaimer. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to bring in Kim, and the guest intro is sponsored by the Breaks Coffee, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So good.
Yes.
So Fresh Impact. Tell us a little bit about Fresh Impact.
Well, it sounds like we've been in business almost about the same amount of time.
Okay.
We started in 2014.
Excellent.
And what we do is we help businesses show up online.
Yeah. Okay.
So we either do it for them.
Yep.
We've been doing content management for clients the whole time.
Yeah.
And then last year, we've kind of shifted to where we're actually training businesses how to do it themselves if they've got the support staff to do that.
Okay. Excellent. So I love the training part of it. That is really cool. What made you want to go like that direction and kind of more the training, not just like, oh, we're just going to do like social media for you or something like that?
Right. Well, I like doing it for clients, but my sweet spot is I love to teach people how to do it. I like to show them all the little hacks, tips, tricks, anything to save them time and make social media simple because it's kind of like dieting and everything else we do. We overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
And our goal is to make it so it's really super simple so that you enjoy doing the marketing so then you can do the rest of the business.
That's so cool. I love the education part. I absolutely love it. And Kim, do you like coffee?
I love coffee.
Well, today we're drinking the Breaks coffee. So I don't know if I can put it up on the screen here, but this little segment is sponsored by the Breaks coffee, which I do appreciate. And today we're drinking the Absolute Blend, and I'm going to bring that up here. And you can go check out the Absolute Blend at thebreakscoffeeroasting.com. You can order it online, or you can go into the shop downtown by the downtown post office, and you can purchase. Yeah, you can purchase the beans down there as well, or online. You can use this QR code or go to the website. The Absolute Blend is my favorite of the Breaks coffee.
It's delicious.
Yeah, we brewed it right here in the studio. It smells amazing.
It does.
In here, and we get to drink it throughout the show. So thank you, the Breaks Coffee Roasting, for being a sponsor of the show. And Kim, we're going to be talking about video content best practices.
Awesome. No magic. There's no magic.
There's no magic.
No, there's no magic.
I wish there was a little bit of magic.
That would be nice.
But let's kind of go into maybe a definition of what this kind of means. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right into it. Now, when we talk about video best practices, what are some things what are we talking about here when we talk about video best practices?
Well, we want to talk about why do people want to watch your video?
Okay.
How to make good videos. Yeah. And what for me a lot when I'm educating our clients is what is your goal for the video?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then if you have this video, but if you're not using it and it sits on your desktop, and what good does it do?
That's true. I've had a lot of videos sitting on my desktop. Yes.
Right. Well, that's because that's what you do. But a lot of us will have the best intentions. We create this video, but then it just sits there because we lack the confidence to get it out there. Like everyone's going to think we're stupid, or we don't know which platform to put it on.
Yeah, right. A little bit of imposter syndrome kind of sets in a little bit. I feel like.
Yes, a little bit.
Okay.
However, in my experience, I've learned that nobody watches those first videos hardly. You want to get them out there because you want to get more practice because video's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more.
Yeah, it's only going to keep growing. And yes. Should we answer this question? If you are, an individual that, wants to get their influence out there or promote a brand or a product, should you be using video?
Absolutely.
That's enough said, right?
Right.
Absolutely. And there's so much that can go into it. Correct. So much that can go into it. And I feel like, in a episode like this, we're barely going to scratch the surface of some of these things that we're talking about, like the best practices when it comes to video content. We're barely going to scratch the surface, but hopefully we can just put some thought into it. I don't know.
Correct. Yes.
And this is totally interactive. So if you have anything that you want to chime in about, make sure you jump in the chat and ask those questions because we want some interaction, Kim.
Yeah. Interaction. And we want to teach you what you want to know.
Absolutely. Okay. So in this episode, you brought up some, making videos that people want to watch.
Correct.
Where does that even start? How do we know what people want to watch?
Well, hopefully you know your audience.
Okay.
And what kind of audience you serve.
Yeah.
But some ways to do it is follow other people that are in your industry and then look at their comments that people are commenting on their videos.
Yeah.
It's the research.
Okay.
We talked a little bit earlier about ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You could even put it in,
absolutely.
Question is I want to do a video on home decor.
Yeah.
What kind of video should I do? And they will give you ideas and you can tell them if you want short form or long form. And ChatGPT will give you at least the outline to get started so that you can know which direction to go.
And I feel like this is kind of a little bit of a touchy subject. Should I be using AI to help with my content? Yes. Well, it's a tool that's there, right?
It's just like video, social media, marketing. All these are tools that are going to help our businesses succeed. Should you do ChatGPT AI and then copy word for word? Absolutely not,
Right.
because you still want to be.
Then
And
you will sound like a robot.
you will sound like a robot. And, all the trends are authentic videos are what count.
Yeah.
And building that relationship.
And so you're saying like you can go into Chat GPT and just get almost like a basic outline, right?
Right.
Of information, of stuff that you would want to make videos about, and then kind of insert your own experience into some of those outlines.
Of course.
I love
Of
that.
course. Yes. And they can help you come up with a call to action or
Oh,
a
yeah.
hook. And that's kind of where I see when you watch videos, people get on and then for 5 minutes you're going like, what was the point? Like there was no hook. There was no, what do you want me to do with this?
Right.
And that's what you want to make it so easy for that person watching the video that they can't wait to do business with you.
Yeah. The hook. I think we might talk about this in a little bit, but the hook is super important. And we will get into the hook in just a minute, but that part is super.
Yes.
You only have so much time to catch people's attention.
Correct.
So, okay. So we talked about a little bit about the research and kind of embracing AI and just how helpful really that can be, coming up with, something just simple video topics to talk about within your niche or within your audience community or whatever that might be.
Correct.
What are some other ways do you think?
Well, another way that's underutilized that could really help is like colleagues, like you and I, we're helping each other.
Okay, yeah.
Chat back and forth. Or if you're a mortgage lender working with a realtor, see what the realtor's videos are and what people are asking questions on that, and then create your videos from that, because you're talking right to what the people want to hear at that time.
I love that. I love the collaboration part. Community. Let's collaborate more.
Correct.
Collaborate more together.
Well, because people do business with who they know, like, and trust.
Yeah, right.
And if they trust somebody that you're collaborating with, that's going to give you an easier foot in the door.
Oh man. And I've done that with some of my own content too, with like, especially on YouTube. Like I mentioned before, I have this YouTube channel where I basically talk about cameras and shuffle my thumbs through different camera settings and things like that. It's like I said, it's not for everybody, Kim, but it's fun to do. And making that YouTube content, like a lot of times especially if you're specifically talking about like one thing, like these cameras, I talk about the camera basically. Right. I'm always searching for like topics to talk about. And one of my favorite things to do is go into other people's videos and look at the comments and see what questions people are asking, or what questions are people asking in my own videos, because one of the things I found is like, it's so community, especially YouTube. It's such a community driven. If you can contribute to that community, that's where a lot of those views and things are going to start coming.
Correct. And speaking like, YouTube and Google, even if you did a Google search of something that's in your niche markets, they'll come up with other questions right on that Google homepage. And that's a great place to get just some subject matter also.
I love that. So we're talking about making videos that people want to watch. Now, here's another thing that I get a lot, and I don't know about you, but like a lot of people, sorry, I'm dropping my little fidget here. A lot of people, have the same questions over and over about like, if I do some type of production for them or whatever, a lot of times they have the same questions over and over. And I feel like that is a great way to create some content, is just answering those frequently asked questions that you get over and over. So if you have like a website or something that has frequently asked questions, answer each one of those with a video.
Perfect.
And
yes,
there you go. There's content right there.
Right.
Yes. Have you, is there some like things that you've seen people do that has kind of been successful, like getting people to watch these videos? Are there things out there that you've seen that's been successful?
Consistency.
Okay.
Consistency is a big thing.
Yeah.
Doing a program, like having a weekly show like you're doing.
Oh, okay.
We have a coach that works with interior designers, and she did a weekend wind down.
Okay.
And that's how she built a lot of her audience, was she had guests on. Other things is making sure it's interesting. You don't have to be a dancer. You don't have to sing.
Oh, man.
But just showing things like, what would you want to see? Are you showing videos that you yourself would want to see?
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah.
Because if you're just doing it to check it off your list,
right,
then it's probably not going to be authentic and audience catching. But
so you're saying I don't have to do these dances, these
no,
dance trends and stuff,
you
these
don't have to dance
challenges?
trends. You don't have to lip sync. You don't have to do any of that if you don't want. You have to be real to who you are.
Oh yeah. So like authenticity, right?
100%.
Yeah. Just be yourself.
Yep.
And if you feel like you're not good on camera, like eventually you'll get there.
You'll get more confidence.
Yeah.
I don't think that I'm the best on camera. And an incident was I was working with somebody else and they overpowered me and I just kind of sat in the corner. And I had
Oh,
a colleague that said, you just get rid of those videos because
oh
you're
yeah.
letting them overpower you and your
Interesting.
confidence. And so then she watched my next one. She goes, oh, you just showed up as yourself. And
Oh,
I was
nice.
showing them how to use ClickUp. Like
Oh,
it was
okay.
something so simple,
Yeah.
but she goes, your presence showed different. So keep
Oh, interesting.
practicing
Yeah.
and then seeing what works for you. Does it work to sit like this?
Yeah.
Does it work to sit in front of a computer? Or does it work better to sit in your easy chair
Totally.
with your phone?
Yeah. And, I'm just going to use this show as an example. Like the biggest improvements usually come from that first video to the second video because you got that first one down. You are saying, oh, like maybe this needs a little bit more structure rather than me just trying to wing it,
Right.
and you start kind of recognizing those things as you make these videos that will make these videos more engaging in the long run and really make these videos that people want to watch.
Right. Because you're coming across more confident and more
Yeah.
fun.
Absolutely.
Yes, you know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Totally.
Like at first we're like, I'm here to tell you about my video.
It can be very awkward. Yes.
Yes. And so the more relaxed that you are and try to have the conversation. And even if you're just by yourself doing it, pretending like my coach actually puts a person on top of her eye where she's looking at. And so she's looking at that person. So she feels like she's
Interesting.
actually talking to that person.
No way.
And that makes her feel more confidence.
That's a great little tip right there.
Of course, we're all about tips.
I've actually never even thought about doing that. That's so good.
So if you don't feel comfortable just randomly talking, put an image, you could have the image of anybody you wanted up there and looking at that and talking to that person.
One of the things I talked with Thad about last week on the show was the program called shoot, what is it called? CapCut.
Yes.
It was like totally just escaped my brain. CapCut is such a great program. It has AI features built into it, but you can actually use your phone screen as a teleprompter.
Oh.
So if you are more comfortable scripting something out, to get started, and doing it that way, you can just use your screen as a teleprompter and it shuffles through what you want to say, it shuffles through your script, and then it basically gives you an eye level camera look, so doesn't look like you're reading something. So
I'm gonna have to try that out.
No, such a great tool. CapCut is the name of the app, and it's free.
And I have it on my phone.
Yeah,
I just haven't used it.
Yeah. So basically where you open it up, and I'm gonna do a video on my Facebook page about actually how to use this. So watch for that coming out. Just a little announcement. But basically just you go in there and there's a bunch of options on the top of the home page right there. And you just hit that, and there's a teleprompter option, as well as like some AI scripting options and stuff to kind of help you with the scripts, or if you need to write an ad, let's say you want to do like an ad video, it'll help you write that too.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's such a great program.
And that would be another great tip, is having people talk about what you know.
Yeah, totally.
If there's a new skill in your industry and you don't feel confident, wait till you feel confident a little bit. And then, but there's a lot of things that other people don't know.
Right.
That we underestimate we overestimate what everyone else knows about video and what our industries are, and to share that.
Well, and I feel like that that'll kind of help build some trust too, like kind of sharing some of those things and just share some knowledge.
Right. Well, and they say you have to see somebody 20 times before you build that know, like, and trust. And
Oh,
video builds it quicker than anything else.
Yeah. We haven't even gotten into this yet, but some mind-blowing stats that I think kind of just reinforce this a little bit.
Correct.
Like we were talking about this a little bit before the show started, and like if you have any question about whether you should be doing video or not, I think this is kind of relevant. And just the stats are just staggering on online video. Can you read that first one that we
Sure,
have?
sure. According to the research, the human brain can process video 60,000 times faster than text.
60,000 times
Yes.
faster. So if that's the difference between having a video that somebody watches, and it might be short form video,
Right.
like 15 seconds, compared to having somebody have to read through a
Correct.
post.
Correct. And caveat, I am a reader.
Yeah.
That is my natural inclination. However, I've even started doing video. And when you're watching your audience,
Yep.
if you are going towards a younger audience at all,
Right.
they're all on videos.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
I just think of my kids.
Oh, I
like
know.
YouTube shorts. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we were doing a trivia for kids the other day, and it was like, what YouTuber make the most money or whatever.
Yep.
And my grandkids 6 and 8, they knew him. And
Mr.
then
Beast.
Yes.
Yep.
I was like, Mr. Who? And they were talking about him. It's like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. And viral video is a whole different animal that
Right.
we're not going to get into here,
No.
but that is a whole different animal. And I kind of feel like TikTok kind of falls into that range as well.
Correct.
Of like that viral video. But yeah, I mean, if you're doing posts on Facebook, if you're doing posts on Instagram, video 60,000 times.
Right.
I've
even gone on like Amazon.
Yes.
I went and bought
that's huge right now.
purse the other day, and
Yeah.
I watched the video because I wanted to see exactly how you could fit the phone in and all the other things. So video is used in more ways than what we just think of dancing and singing.
Right.
Like there's
100%.
for product base,
Yeah.
for service base, there's a lot of ways to use that to really promote your brand.
Oh man. Hey, before we get into this next stat, I just want to bring this up. If you are looking for a little bit of help, if you need help getting started in any type of video content, especially on your own, I just want to bring this up here, Kim, and this is the Video Playbook. It's a free digital download, and it'll help you kind of get going with this whole, getting started in video and learning a little bit about it. Here, let me just pop this up real quick. This is the Video Playbook right here. And as I scroll through it, I actually need to get on it here. There's a ton of information here, Kim. So the whole table of contents, like kind of the introduction into video marketing. And I even have some like niche things in here, like fitness, personal finance, like some of those things, clothing, bakery, like some actual examples in
That's
this
awesome.
Video Playbook. So if you are looking for a starting point on kind of learning a little bit more about this, download this free Video Playbook, and that'll help you. I mean, it's just in exchange for your email address. Pop in your email address once you go to this hooverheightsmedia.com/video playbook. And there's so much information in here. I encourage you to do that and get started on here with some of that.
Thank you for making that for people, because that is something a lot of people say, well, I don't even know where to get started. And now we have a resource.
Excellent. Well, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, go do it. It's right there for you. So now back to these stats. I just had to toss that in there.
No, I think that's great because it's a tool that people can use. And when you're starting out with video, doing it yourself and learning how to do it just a little bit can help make you more experienced so that you know what you want.
Well, and that's just doing it maybe with your phone even, like then hiring somebody to do it for you is like a whole different animal. You know what I mean? So
you'll grow into hiring somebody.
Absolutely.
At first, just doing it yourself on your phone is great.
Yeah. Let's talk about this. Research from Wiseowl. I'm going to read this one, okay?
You do it.
Yeah, research from Wiseowl shows that 96% of buyers, 96%
that's amazing,
of buyers use video as a way to learn about a particular product or service. And get this, with 89% actually making a purchase.
It's a no-brainer.
Because of that video.
Yes.
89%.
Yes.
That's huge.
It is huge.
And that's not like a Super Bowl commercial.
No.
That's like content maybe that they saw on Instagram or something.
Right. Or somebody referred them to something. We had the episode the other day where someone said something about Ninja 605.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
we went and looked at it. Then we
Yeah.
went to YouTube and looked at Ninja Kids.
Yep.
And guess who went to Ninja 605 for the first time?
Oh man. So you're part of this 89% right here?
Yeah. I purchased because of video.
That's amazing.
Yes.
All right. How about you do this next one?
More research from Wise Owl reveals that 90% of marketers say video has generated leads.
90% of marketers say that they get leads from a video.
Which makes sense because you build that know, like, and trust so much quicker.
So much faster. And one of the things like that's not necessarily in here that I just thought of it is like landing page video. Like if you have, a landing page for a product, the stats are staggering on how much of a conversion rate that has just with having a video on your landing page if you have a product or service or something like that.
I can only imagine. Another way that I like to see video used is when you send out emails to people.
Oh yeah.
And include and embed a video link that almost, if someone has a video, that increases my likelihood of purchasing significantly.
Oh man. So 90% of marketers say video has generated leads. Like it's mind-blowing.
It is.
Mind-blowing.
Yes.
So this one, what's the most widely used platform for video in 2023 that marketers are using? Okay. Can we guess? Maybe here, let me bring this up. If you have a guess, I'm just going to let this linger for a little bit. If you're watching, if you have a guess, what's the most widely used platform for video? You can put that in the comments right now. If you think toss that into the comments. But as we wait for that, I'm going to say this. 91% of consumers want to see more video content from the brands they follow. So consumers, us, want to see more video content. Like even though they're saying, oh, Erica with Vine. Vine. That's my wife, by the way. Vine. You're funny. Vine is definitely not a thing. You threw me off there, Erica. You threw me off. It is definitely not Vine. I'll tell you that much. Definitely not Vine. What's the most, we're in the comments, put what you think is the most widely used platform for marketers in 2023 for video. But in the meantime, 91% of consumers want to see more video content from the brands they follow. Just think of that. So that alone
is motivation.
Is motivation right there.
Is motivation, yes.
Like they actually want to see video content from you. All right. Well, closing that up. What's the most widely used platform for video used by marketers in 2023? It is YouTube.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep. Over 90% of marketers are using that platform. And then what's the second one?
The second one, nobody will guess. It's Facebook.
Facebook? Well, I thought Facebook was dead.
It's not. 86% of people are watching the videos.
Wow. Do you think that is because of like Reels and things like that? Do you think? Because that kind of Instagram and Facebook kind of play together.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that. But I think people think that Facebook is just an old farts platform. And really, when the stats are out there, the number one age demographic is usually men 18 to 25.
No way.
Yeah.
On Facebook?
On Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a while since I checked the stats, but that was the last time I checked it. So Facebook, people are there they're kind of consuming Facebook like they do TV. They're not as engaging as much. They're just kind of watching, we don't engage with our commercials on TV.
Yep.
But that's how they're doing Facebook. But
so it's a little bit more of a passive
interaction.
Yeah.
But I think people are checking their Facebook, and it was like 8 to 16 times a day. Like it is a highly checked face,
Huh, interesting.
Yes. So Facebook is very I was surprised when I saw the stat. I was like,
no kidding.
Wow.
Because you hear things like, oh, Facebook is on its way out, like TikTok is going to be dying here soon. You hear kind of like rumblings like that.
Yep.
So that stat about Facebook is actually pretty astonishing.
It is. And especially in the Midwest, Sioux Falls area, it is still where a lot of our peeps hang out.
Okay.
We have strong Facebook groups that people are on. A strong local presence in the Facebook. So
that's interesting. So locally, like that might not be a bad place to be.
No, it's not. Nope. And that's one of the best practices is if you create a video and you put it on YouTube, well, put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Put it on the platforms where your people are hanging out.
Right. And that's, you know, that's interesting that you bring that up because, like, you know, making my own video content on YouTube, what does happen with that is, like, it does become a little bit more of a global thing. You know, what I've noticed is, like, when I've done live streams and things on my personal channel talking about cameras, you know, like, I will get I ask, like, where are you watching from? Make sure you say hi and let me know where you're watching from. Well, people are watching from, like, Mongolia. You know what I mean? So I like that kind of local feel about Facebook and kind of those groups and, you know, that community locally that you can have. But then the reach is so far beyond that on these platforms, especially YouTube.
Correct.
Those are some mind-blowing stats, Kim.
Yeah, it is kind of amazing. Yes.
I think that answer is, like, should you be doing video? Yeah, I think you probably should be doing video.
Right.
So we talked a little bit about, you know, making videos that people want to watch, but how about kind of in general, like, how do we optimize these videos so that people find them? Because we just went through these stats, like, honestly, it's a little overwhelming thinking of this and, like, how many, you know, millions of videos are being uploaded every day to YouTube and things like that. So how do we get our videos to a place where people can find them?
Well, you want to make sure you're using some of the keywords when you're either speaking or in your captions or the post content. That's huge.
So the algorithm is kind of like a whole different discussion that we can get into.
Correct.
but the algorithm kind of takes into account everything that is going on with your video post, basically.
Correct.
Everything from, like, the things that you say inside your video to the captions that are on there to
Right. The algorithm has gotten so much smarter over the last few years. You know, a couple years back, it was hashtags. You have to use hashtags to be found.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're finding out. Even Instagram, the guy that owns Instagram has come out and said hashtags are okay, but they're irrelevant if you're looking to be necessarily found all the time. That it is the shift has happened.
How disheartening.
Well, but what happened was that marketers figured out to stack hashtags and they kind of maybe ruined it a little bit because we know marketers know how to use hashtags where the average business owner didn't. But now the average business owner has just as much of a leg up if you're using your keywords. So if you have coffee and you're doing a video on coffee, make sure that you use the word coffee in your video. And that's going to help versus just saying, I have this brown liquid in this cup. Like,
that'd be a whole different video.
But using those keywords and making sure that it's relevant to the topic that you're talking about.
And now you mentioned, like, kind of like the description. How relevant is that description? You know, where you can put like a few words.
Right. Well, you want to make sure that you create some type of a hook, like we talked about, so that people will want to watch it. You want to give a reason. I do a lot of work with interior designers, and I was auditing someone's account, and they had a beautiful video, but there was no words, nothing. It was just a before and after, which was great. But what do you want me to do with that? Like, do you want me to go to your website? Do you want me to say it's beautiful? What do you want? So a little bit more insight into that would have helped me as a consumer develop that trust. A little bit more.
So having, like, a call to action, a hook, a call to action in there.
Do you want to know the top 5 trends this fall for design?
Oh, yeah.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
You know,
do you want to know what goes into my pumpkin spice latte?
Right. Do you want to know what's in my coffee cup?
Oh, man. Yeah. So having that description in there,
right?
Like, you need to have it, right?
Right. You just do. And it doesn't have to be long. You can do long if you want, but otherwise short and sweet and to the point, but just enough to get people to wanna. The video has to stop the scroll, but then if they read it, then you want them to do something with that.
So let's talk about this hook just a little bit, because I kind of made a big deal about it.
Yeah, you did.
Earlier.
Yes.
I made a big deal about it.
That was a good hook to make a big deal.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Let's talk about this hook a little bit, because the hook is probably one of the most vital parts of an actual video,
especially on social media.
especially on social
Mhm.
media. Can you describe what a hook is? Like we talked about it a little bit, but
Right.
what is?
Oh, good way to put me on the spot
Yeah.
there. A hook is something to get people thinking and wanting to read a little bit more.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
some of the top hooks are, like I said, the top 10 trend, top
Yeah.
5 trends. Do you want to know why?
So a question maybe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Questions are great hooks.
List.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't do this, do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it intrigues people.
Right.
But you want to be authentic to your brand. Like
Yeah.
if you're one that would never be controversy, then you wouldn't start with a hook. So
right.
start, I don't know if you know Gary Vee, but he kind of starts with like more of a controversy thing, but that's what his audience loves.
Totally. Yeah. Gary Vee is that's his whole brand, really.
Right. Right. Which would not marry well with my brand because I'm more sweet. I don't know. Not that Gary's not sweet, but you know what I mean? It wouldn't mesh well. So you want to stay true to your brand, but
yeah, absolutely.
an unboxing, if you have a product that you're selling, doing, would you like to see our latest product?
Cool.
Or
now the hook gets people's attention so that they stay on the video.
Right.
How long do you have really in that hook to really get people to stay on that video?
Question is, how long will you stay to watch the video? Not very long.
Not very long.
Nope.
Yeah.
We have so much. There's so many videos being loaded. We have so much vying for our attention.
Yep.
If it doesn't catch it right away, we're not going to do it.
I mean, I would say under 8 seconds. Like,
yes.
Probably more like 3.
And that's why dogs and babies do well, because people want
Yeah.
And so, having it so it's interesting right away.
Yeah.
One of the biggest mistakes I see is people will get on and especially if they're doing lives.
Right.
And lives are gaining more and more popularity.
Yes.
But they'll say, hi, I'm Kim.
Yep.
It's Monday today. And I don't provide any relevance.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure that you're like you did such a great job. Like, this is what we got going on today. And making sure that you gave them a little hook so that people would want to stay and watch the rest of the video today.
Excellent. It's so important, honestly. And I feel like the hook could just be its own episode of one of these shows.
The hook and the call to action.
Yes.
Yes. Both of them could be an episode. Definitely. 100%. We could do a training on the hook and the call to action.
We should do a training, Kim. We should do a training on the hook.
Yes.
Right. Chalk it up. Let's do it. Yeah. So are you engaging people like right away? And because here's the thing. These platforms, these different platforms, they want people to stay on that platform for as long as possible. So if you are providing video content that people are engaging with, staying on, and going to other videos that are on that same platform, like YouTube, for example, if I point some videos to other videos, if I point like call to actions to other videos that are on that platform, YouTube is going to like that.
Right.
And they're going to see that, oh, I'm pointing people and I'm engaging people on this platform and they're staying on the platform. So basically my video is going to like almost be rewarded for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's why the hook is so important, because you want people to stay on there.
Right. Right. And people get kind of confused on the algorithm. There's kind of like that big bad word.
Yeah.
But if you think of it like a ladder, like the more that you engage to share the videos, you're climbing up that ladder.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you stop and you're not sharing videos, you're not doing anything, you're going to get kicked down that ladder.
Yeah.
And so just thinking of it as like, how do I get to the top of the ladder?
Right.
And
we don't say that to like scare anybody. It's just kind of how it is right now with like optimizing your video.
Because for most people, if you're doing it yourself, all these platforms are free. It's great free marketing unless you outsource it or something like that. But it is a potential. So you have a lot more competition when it's free.
Yeah.
But you also have an opportunity that we've never had before.
Yeah. You don't have to spend money on this big production for a TV commercial.
No, you can just, if you're authentic and you're real and you're showcasing and true to your brand, you have an amazing opportunity to really get out in front of the right people.
It's a good word, Kim.
Good. That's a showstopper.
So another thing I want to talk about is, I think is important, is the timing of your topic as well. So if you're thinking about like, how do I optimize my video? Well, think about the timing. Are there things in your niche or your audience that maybe like a new release comes out? Maybe maybe you have a cell phone store. iPhone 15 just came out.
Correct.
Well, what better time to talk about the iPhone 15 than when it's released?
Correct. And I had a designer that just did this. She
Nice.
had a bedroom design, a Barbie bedroom.
Oh, wow.
And so when the
Yeah.
Barbie movie came out,
Yeah.
she optimized it and
No way.
showcased that. And
Yeah.
it's like perfect.
That
So
is
thinking
perfect.
about what's going on externally, like the holidays are coming
Yep.
up. So
Yeah, holidays huge.
right, it's huge, but you're also going to be competing
Yep.
against some other bigger brands. But how can you showcase the
Yeah.
holidays relative to your brand? And making sure that it's relative. So you wouldn't want to talk about the 4th of July right now.
Right, exactly.
But
like you wouldn't want to release a cell phone video about like a Samsung Galaxy on the day that the iPhone 15 is released.
correct.
You know, like just think about that timing
Correct.
of those topics.
You could do 5 spectacular tips for video.
Yeah.
Because that's relevant right now.
Spectacular. Yeah.
Relevant for right now.
Oh my gosh. I need to write that one down. Where do I don't have a pen.
But you wouldn't want to have a blast with video
Right.
with the relative to 4th of July.
That would be more 4th of July, of
correct.
course.
Yes.
So yeah, the timing, is it appropriate?
Correct.
That will help kind of optimize your video.
Right. And knowing if your audience is online at that time.
True.
Inside tip, Sioux Falls, Saturday mornings is a perfect time to do videos.
Really?
Because moms are at the soccer fields and they're scrolling through their phones.
Yes.
Yes.
Saturday mornings.
Saturday mornings
Noted.
is a good time.
Okay. Do you have any other recommendations on
just kind of paying attention to your audience?
Okay.
Yeah. The platforms will all say certain times and days.
Yeah.
But 99% of the time, they're going to say that for the same people all the time. So you're always competing. So pay attention to when your audience is on, or if you're the ideal person that is going to buy from you, when are you on?
Yeah.
Are you on at night when you're watching TV? Are you on in the morning eating breakfast? When are you on? And then post your videos at that time.
I've kind of been experimenting with this. Like I chop these longer episodes, I chop them into short segments. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go check that out either on my page or I post those onto LinkedIn as well. But I have noticed that it seems like that 7 to 9 a.m. time frame works well.
Yep.
And the like 7 to 9 p.m. time frame works well.
Right.
So I'm assuming that the people that are kind of viewing these shorts, these reels of, little 30-second, 60-second cuts of this longer form content, that's when people are hitting those.
Correct.
So
yep. It's all a testing game to see what works best. Yes.
Experiment. Play around with it. Have fun with it.
Have fun. Same with videos. Play around. Does your audience want short form? Do they want long form? What do they want? And see what they interact with, and then start basing your decisions on what kind of content you're producing by that.
Now, real quick, one more thing I want to talk about optimizing video: captions. Captions are everything right now.
Right.
Should you have captions? Yes, you should have captions. And a lot of these platforms allow you to auto-generate captions on your video. So if you're uploading to Instagram and you put a reel out, there's a spot there where you can auto-generate captions, and you just go in and kind of edit them, make sure spelling's right and things like that. Super fast.
Yes.
But such a big part of the video.
Because most of us are on social media when we're supposed to be working. So we don't listen to the video. We watch the captions.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I should be working right now.
I understand. And I'd like to encourage people. I had something happen the other day. I posted something on my personal Facebook feed. It was a pretty picture about what biographies somebody would recommend. Zero responses. And I had it posted for 12 hours. I took it down. I redid post, and I just used the little background that Facebook had.
Yeah.
And then ended up having 30 responses within 5 hours.
No way.
So I want people to be encouraged that if you post it to social and your video doesn't get any response, that might not mean it's a bad video. It could have just missed the rung on the ladder for the algorithm.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
then maybe try reposting it again in a couple days or a
Okay.
couple weeks
Yeah.
and just see what kind of response. Don't give up if you don't
Yeah.
get nothing right away.
Yeah. Don't give up. Keep going.
Yes, because who knows why that happened.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
yes.
All right. Kim, let's real quick, let's go into kind of maximizing your content, because I feel like these are the three things that we're talking about, right? We're talking about like, how do we get people to actually watch these videos? How do we optimize them, you know, so that people find them? And then how do we maximize the video content that we're making? Do you have any recommendations on like kind of maximizing the content that we have? Like, for example, like I just mentioned, like with this, I take this long form content that's almost an hour long. Like, not very many people are going to sit here for an hour and like watch this. But if I can cut these into like shorts, like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, then kind of point people to this long form video, I'm kind of maximizing that content.
Correct.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think that sharing it across all the platforms that makes sense for you is a good thing. Email marketing is another thing. Putting it on your website.
Yeah.
When I do lives with people, it goes on my website, goes in my email, and then it goes to all my social platforms.
That's awesome. Do you when you post it to social media or something like that, do you kind of like change the description a little bit, like compared to what would be in an email?
Sometimes it depends on if it makes sense.
Okay.
Kind of depends. Otherwise, I know you're big into YouTube, and I cringe to say this, but making sure that you upload the video to YouTube for sure. But then when you share it to Facebook, I would upload the original video. You'll do better than using a YouTube.
Yes.
Link.
Yeah. 100%.
Yes.
Like native content, right?
Does so much better.
Yes.
But if you're doing Facebook Lives, and there's so many people that don't have a YouTube channel, and I know that you're gonna do some trainings on that and stuff. But using that piece of content, you could even break it into posts,
right?
Like taking tips from it and breaking it into just static posts also. So there's lots of ways, sharing it to stories.
Which kind of goes back to coming up with video ideas too, that we talked about a little bit ago.
Right.
Like sometimes what you talk about actually was like, oh, actually that'll be a good video topic. Like we talked about hooks.
Right.
Wait, that's a whole different video. You know?
Yes.
I'm like all over the place right now, Kim. I'm all over the place. This just is so exciting.
Yeah, that's because it's video and there's just so many possibilities. And
100%.
if you have a strategy and a plan, and then stay consistent. That's where you're going to be successful.
Excellent. I kind of like that transition into, I want the guests on the show to have one thing that viewers can take away from this particular episode. Kim, what would be your one thing that you would want people to take away from this episode?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Think Nike.
Oh, okay.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And it is so hard.
Not sponsored.
I understand the challenge. I'm struggling with it too, but I am also challenging myself to do video like every day in October.
Wow.
And that's going to be huge.
Every day?
Every day.
That's going to be huge.
It is going to be huge.
I'm
I don't know
excited for that.
But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get.
100%. Yeah.
And people are missing out.
Right.
If they don't, we have so much to share.
Yeah.
Your audience wants to learn from you.
Yeah.
And if you can share that, you're giving them, and they're building that know, like, and trust. So do it.
Just do it.
And they can come back in the middle of October or when we talk next and let us know if they did it. Or they can tag you or me when they do it.
Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah. If you do video, tag us and then we'll share the love and I'll share on my stories if it's on Instagram. Yes. Tag us.
So should you be doing video? Yes.
That
is the answer.
If we walk away with anything, yes. And then we need to share the video on social.
But it is kind of an overwhelming thought. I mean, like once that camera turns on, like it's intimidating,
It's very intimidating. And especially when you do lives, but you want to know a secret? You can delete it.
yeah, definitely can.
You can delete it. Yep. That's what people don't know. And someone even created a private Facebook group for just themselves.
Oh, no way.
So they could practice doing video.
Idea. There's like so many nuggets in this.
Yeah,
Kim.
just practice video. And that way you get comfortable before you actually go live.
Yeah. Sometimes I kind of cringe when I hear myself talk too. So that's like, oh, I don't like hearing myself talk. But do it.
Right. But
get it out there.
You don't maybe like it, but that's what you sound like to all of us. So we don't know anything different.
Exactly. Yes.
Or if you don't, people think, oh, I'm too fat to be on video or my hair's on you know what? People are used to seeing you regardless.
Yeah.
Like they know who you are anyway.
Right.
So
yeah.
That's
good points.
Yeah, it's not. I understand. I have the same things.
So, as far as video goes, it can be such a powerful tool for your brand or your business or just your influence. If you have like something that you want to get out there, maybe like recipes or something,
right.
Like video can help do those things for you.
Yes. In a powerful way.
Yeah. Well, any last thoughts, Kim, that you have?
I can't wait to see everybody's videos.
Yeah, I know. I hope you tag us in those. And I just want to remind people that if you haven't already, make sure you go and download this free video playbook. It is a digital guide, free download, digital guide to help you enhance your web presence with video. So Kim says, just do it. This video playbook will help you along the way of just doing it. So I encourage you to go download that, and it's free. So don't have to pay anything. Just put your email address in and you'll be sent to a page where you can go and download that free video playbook. Well, Kim, I am excited to see how your videos go in the next month.
Yes, I'll let you know.
I'm going to hold you accountable.
I was almost hesitant to say this, but I have some fun things going on in October, so
Sweet.
I'm super excited to share. So
excellent. And you will be back on the show October 23rd.
Awesome.
So we will get an update on how things are going with your
talk about holding me to the fire.
Yeah. You're going to have to give a testimonial about your own video content.
Awesome.
Live. Thanks, Kim, for being on the show.
Thank you for having
me. There's so much good stuff in here. So much good stuff. And like just what you said about like putting somebody's picture up on the screen to like make it feel like you're talking to somebody rather than just talking down the barrel of a camera. That's huge.
Well, I hope it helps.
Yeah.
If you do it, let us know.
All right. Well, you know what? This video is going to live on these platforms as well. So it's going to live on Facebook. This video is going to live on YouTube, and this video is going to live on LinkedIn. And you can go back and reference this video anytime you want to. If you have questions, you can jump into the comments, and Kim's tagged in a lot of these as well. So we'll see these comments pop up. If you have questions that you didn't get to in the actual episode live, you can still ask those questions in the comments on those different platforms and reference these videos anytime. And I'm going to be cutting this up as well and putting them as reels on my Facebook page and on LinkedIn. So make sure you check those out as well. And, on YouTube over here, go and subscribe to the Video Lab Sioux Falls, because I'm trying to build that channel, which is this podcast. This video podcast is, streaming out to that. So
thanks for doing that. What a great way for Sioux Falls to get to know other industry people.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you being on here.
Thank you.
I'm excited for Fresh Impact and excited to have you on again for part 2. And I think we'll get a little bit more platform specific.
Perfect.
On best practices when it comes to the different platforms. And I don't know, maybe you have to do some dancing too. I don't know, for TikTok. No.
Can't do dancing.
Can't do that. No.
Not if you want unless you want a comedy show or something, then maybe.
All right, Kim. Thanks so much for being on.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Yep.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching, and have a great month.